Hello, my pretties, and welcome to episode 19 of the Haunted House of Royale. Today, I am giving you a gorgeous, hot, spicy tamale. He is a internationally known comedian from New Mexico. He's so hot. He has an 8-pack Ninja Turtle style, and he's so funny, girls. You're going to love him for Halloween, spooky season. Please give it up for Mr. Jose Maestas. Woo!
I like how Mrs. Doubtfire showed up halfway through there.
Hello, my darlings. How are you?
That's your applause insert. I'm trying to give you a... Okay. All right. Now you can talk.
Beautiful. Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, great. We're already doing the 90s references.
I know nothing from this century. You already know. So.
It's amazing. You're only 33 and you do not act like a millennial. Yeah.
I am 99 years old mentally, though.
It's amazing. And I heard a rumor that you have a TV with like bunny ears.
You didn't even know what bunny ears were.
I didn't.
That blows my mind. How do you not know?
It's so wild. So children, like, for those of you who don't know, there used to be TVs back in the day with like huge antennas, which Mr. Jose owns one of those.
See, way before streaming, if you didn't catch something live, you just didn't see it. It was gone. I used to watch SNL every week that it came out live, because if you didn't see it, you never saw it.
Who was your favorite on SNL?
Oh my God. You want me top five?
Yes, top five.
I love this question. Okay. So it's Dana Carvey,
Ooh.
Will Ferrell, Farley, Kristen Wiig, and Kate McKinnon.
Ooh.
Those are my five.
Amazing.
Pretty confident, pretty solid with that.
Nice.
Fight me. What are some of your favorites?
Weekend Update. Keenan.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Keenan. You were just on Sophia F. Mwah, shout out. You're a legend. Legend.
It's been on there like 21 years.
A long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with John Mulaney. I love John Mulaney so much.
Never a cast member, just a writer, but the way he tells stories in stand-up, he just takes his time with it, and his voice is just so defined. You could listen to a lot of comedy you can't digest for that long. You know what I mean? Like hour-long special is kind of a big ask.
Yeah.
But Mulaney, you could listen to Mulaney for days on end.
He's like a lullaby.
He really is.
Baby J, that special, you really killed it. I love it. I'm so glad that you're sober now.
And you know what was amazing about that is that it's like, for stand-up, he had a superpower, having his addiction, but he never really addressed it.
Straight up.
So he established himself without that, and then he whipped out this superpower.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel that you're more creative when you're like cracked out on drugs, or like when you're like wasted?
That's why I'm not famous.
Okay, but like, do you feel like it's easier to get through the set when you've had a couple of drinks, or?
Oh no, I don't drink.
Oh really?
What?
You go up there sober?
Oh yeah, no. I
love it.
Did it one time when I was just starting out, and I hated it. I felt slow. I felt like I wasn't sharp. No, I can't do it. I think every comic is a little bit different, but no, I want to be present in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, I've been sober for a long time. I'm not going to say what year it started because I don't want anyone trying to guess my age.
1987.
But I do have to say, when I was drinking a lot, I was signing record deals. So I kind of feel like now that I'm sober, a lot of the fire is gone. And I just had a show the other night. And as crazy and wild as I am, I feel like the next day you're like, woohoo, that was so amazing. And now that I'm sober, the next day I'm like, oh God, I feel a little depressed after like being half naked and like, you know, doing what I do on stage. It's like, it's great to have the applause and everything, but I don't know, it is different for me. I can safely say being sober has its pros and cons for sure.
What's the biggest pro?
Being able to wake up in the morning without feeling like you're dying. Yeah.
Biggest con?
Feeling more guilt I think when you're under the influence and just constantly partying, you're like not really feeling all of the feels.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, that's why I don't have sex anymore, because I'm so sober that I'm like, I want to have sex so bad, but it's like, no. So it takes a lot for me to be like, all right, fine, you know?
You got
Like,
me. Okay.
yeah, there's a lot. There's layers to it. Shout out to all my sober people.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
You grew up in an insane asylum.
I did. Yes. My mother and I, we cling to each other for warmth and affection. It was a cold winter's night.
Just Bates Motel. No, but there was a farm involved.
Yeah, so I'm from New Mexico, a little town called Las Vegas, New Mexico. Google it. It exists. Yeah, what you're referring to is the state hospital, we call it, which is just like down the field from us. When I say down the field, I mean literally down the field. Like we had no neighbors.
Right.
Like our only neighbors were horses. Like we were by ourselves.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful. It's amazing. So there's like a state hospital where, you know, most people are harmless, but so I think we were talking about it when we were talking about Halloween, why I love Halloween so much, is that my brother and sister used to scare the hell out of me all the time. And so they would say, ooh, La Llorona, or the psycho lady's coming. In Latin culture, La Llorona is everyone grows up with it. It's the story of the wailing woman. Mm-hmm. She haunts the riverbed looking for her lost children.
Right.
To sum it up briefly.
That's terrifying.
Take notes. It is terrifying.
God.
And so they would say, oh, she's going to come for you, right? They would tease me. But occasionally some of these patients would actually escape and get out.
No.
And they'd walk straight up the field, and what's right up the field? Our house. So this one morning we had woken up, there was like a foot of snow, and there was tracks, footprints, bare feet, mind you could see toes, all the way around the house. And at every window, like a little circle, like this person had circled by every window. And so now it was reinforced, like, oh my God, she is coming. She's out there.
Wow.
So it just reinforced every fear I had as a child. So, yeah, I think she's still out for me.
And the farm is still there, the house is still there, and your parents are intact. They haven't been attacked or...
No, that's the thing. I mean, people were harmless. They didn't know. They would just, they would just walk out, wander, and they didn't know what was going on. So they're definitely harmless. But to a 5-year-old kid that's afraid of...
Oh my God, Thriller gave me PTSD. Like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
The only thing we had on our TV, we had 3 channels. And so when I would see Thriller on TV, I thought it was the news. I swear to you, growing up, my parents were like, oh, yeah, that's happening in Detroit. I'm like, oh, my God, that is?
No. So your
Why are you
parents...
so calm about this?
Wow, they would mess with you too.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. No wonder you're a comedian.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just an idiot.
They messed you up real good, honey. What was the transition like as a kid? Were you into theater? Like, what was it about performing? Like, how did that all come about?
I'll tell you, this is what I tell all people. So it's SNL was my thing. It still is my thing. But one of my first memories, maybe my first memory online as a human being, was my brother rented Ace Ventura from Blockbuster and can still see the tape. And so he gathered our whole family around. And actually, he was the funny one because I'm 9 and 10 years younger than them. And so he was always the one, the joking. He'd put on little like fashion shows, put on my mom's clothes. Sorry. And so I was just like, oh, I want to be like that. I remember he had an impression of a velociraptor. He would like walk into the room and it was like scary but kind of funny. And so I was like, ooh, I want to do what he's doing. He's entertaining everybody. And so the spotlight was always on me to entertain. But going back to the Ace Ventura thing, he gathered a whole family around and he put the tape in. And I had seen movies and stuff, but I was watching this and just seeing that opening sequence with Jim Carrey, and he just has the box. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he's delivering a package. And all the physicality that he does with the package.
Yeah.
My mind was blown. Like my jaw dropped. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but I want that.
Jim is just unbelievable. Oh. And you really are all about physical comedy. Your impression of Sebastian Maniscalco is so unreal, which we're going to have you do a bit of him a little bit later. But I want to get more into like you as like a teenager and like that whole process.
Well, speaking of Sebastian, me and my buddy Josh Nasser, who's also a comic. Josh, what's up? We see each other at the gym or just around town, and we don't even say anything. We just do the face. We just walk around the corner. People are like, these people are insane. We don't even talk to each other.
That is so special to have that type of connection with human beings, though. Like performers, like thespians, like it's so fun to have friends like that just get you.
And that's the thing. Comics will rarely have a real conversation. It's just always we just speak in bits.
Yeah.
So you'll know someone for years and be like, dude, I don't even know who you are. I know all your material, but who are you?
Well, they're going to know now because we're telling the people. So give us a deep dive. Like you as a kid, like growing up, like high school into college. Because you went to college, right?
Yeah. Graduated University of Mexico. Everyone's a Lobo. Oh.
So impressive.
I was always the kid that was performing. So it was funny because I have this contrasting personalities, actually. I was like star athlete in basketball and soccer and track and baseball, all those things. But I was also class clown. And so I would memorize bits from like Sandler and Will Ferrell and obviously Jim Carrey, George Lopez, Jimmy Fallon. And on the back of the bus for school trips, I would put on these like little shows for everybody. And I would just speak in movie quotes, as I still do today. I'm pretty much the same kid. I've never grown up. Never wanted to. Why? It's just so much more fun this way.
That's so amazing.
And so...
I'm not allowed to say amazing from here on out. Just note to everybody. Okay.
Yeah, I keep a track. We're going to have a drinking game after this.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time. I will.
Yeah, you will.
I'll do it for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we had talent shows. I remember in the third grade, I won the talent show, won a personal pan pizza by doing.
Oh, wow.
I lip synced Vanilla Ice.
Ooh.
It was great.
Hot.
It was me and my buddy. I was the tallest kid in class. He was the shortest kid in class.
And could you dance?
Oh, we had no choreography whatsoever. We just kind of like.
I mean, because you can move naturally. Like I feel like you're naturally gifted.
I got some movements, but we never planned anything out. So I went in my brother's closet and I just got like all Wake Forest gear. I remember that was really popular in the 90s. And so we had these Wake Forest shooting shirts. It was like down to my knees.
I don't know what the hell
Wake Forest, the college? Anyway.
Do you know what that is? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's kind of a thing.
Cool. School. I have no idea.
We'll move past it.
No, I like it when they have the engineer like laugh or say something. I think it's funny. Shout out to Kita.
Yes. And so
celebrity comedian.
I was the tallest kid in class and it was still like down to my knees, but my buddy was the shortest kid in class. It was like a train, like he was getting married. He was just tripping over it. And so finally, like years later, I saw the tape and I'm rapping, yo, stop, all this stuff. And he just kind of in the background and it would fall and trip over himself and then get it back. It's still going. We were like 7 years old, but I swear he looks like a newborn. He looked like a toddler.
Can you find that footage and post it, please?
Someone's mom has it. Please, if you're watching.
God, it's so good.
Look it up.
So funny.
Yeah, it's on VHS.
And then high school, what about high school? You were still doing the bits and the skits?
Still doing the bits.
Did you ever do theater? Did you ever do a play?
We didn't really have that.
Okay.
In New Mexico, like I talk about in my stand-up, like comedy's not really a thing. Where I came from. Like
I feel like you should have been on Glee. Like you would have been perfect for Glee. Do you know what that show is?
I know what it is. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a current reference that you're aware of.
Is it
great?
Current, though? Like it's already been a decade, so.
Wow. Well, for you, a decade is like 2 years.
Like yesterday.
Yeah. So, how old are you? 97?
97.
Yeah, that's real current.
Yeah, got like a Benjamin Button sort of thing.
Or Riverdale.
Heard the name. Don't
know
what that is. Yeah. I thought you were dressed up as Teen Wolf. I didn't know.
Wow. Yeah. No. Shout out Riverdale. Anyway, so what about college? What was going on there? You were just drinking or what happened?
Oh yeah, just straight up party. No, not really. I'm not a big like party guy. Like you won't catch me sitting at the bar having like a beer. I do like on occasion with friends and stuff, but I don't know. I just don't get anything from having like a drink.
Right.
Doesn't do much for me.
Okay.
There was another. I won a bunch of talent shows actually. There was another one in high school where me and my buddy, we did Celebrity Jeopardy, a sketch from SNL.
Oh, wow.
He was Alex Trebek.
Nice.
And I was all three other contestants. So I did Sean Connery. I did, all three of them.
So good.
But the thing is, we didn't have mics. It was for this huge auditorium, like the whole school. So it was only for me and him. We had the time of our lives.
Wow.
No one heard a single word.
You should redo that too.
Should we do that?
We need to look back in time and like just build a reel off of your childhood stuff.
Oh my! It's basically just come see me. It's basically what I do on stage.
Really?
It's just be silly.
Yeah, true. You guys just buy a t-shirt, wear it, and then go see Jose live. That's it.
And the thing is, like, someone's comedy right now is really really heavy and really political, or wanting to change your mind on a certain topic or whatever it is, and I appreciate that. Or like edgy. I love that. Some of my favorite comics are that, but it's just not me.
Yeah.
I feel like we go to the comedy club to escape that. And so you're not going to learn nothing from coming to my show. I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to have a different outlook.
He's the commercial Disney Mario Lopez of comedy.
Hey.
So
I don't know. That's just what makes me happy. I think you should perform and do what you love to do, whatever makes you happy.
It's way harder to do a clean set than to be like, so yesterday about this dick. Like, it's way harder to keep it clean.
That's the other thing that bothers me. Like, I don't mind. Be dirty. I don't care. But like when your whole act is dirty, it's like, come on.
Right.
Like, if you got one really good or two really good dick jokes, great.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's your whole show, come on.
Right.
Come on. Ain't nobody here for that.
Lord Jose over here just teaching the comedians.
I'm going to get something checked for that. It ain't my thing. Do your thing.
No. Okay, so there's a story that you were telling me about how you tried to get into a concert one time.
Okay.
Can we talk about this? It's so funny.
Yeah, okay. So I think it stems from my dad, because he just has like such an old school way of doing things, and he doesn't like to pay for shit. And so I remember when I was younger, he would always have this like ongoing joke when we go to like football games or something. He's like, oh yeah, you go and then open up the bathroom window and I'll crawl in. And it was like kind of a wink, but if you were down, he would really do. He would just kind of test the waters. So I think where it first stemmed from was when Michael Jordan came back to play for the Wizards. Another old reference. Okay. My whole family adores Michael Jordan, right? And so when he came back to play for the Wizards, my family bought tickets to watch him in Phoenix, right? So we packed up the car, we drove to Phoenix to go watch. It was like a big deal for our family, right? And so we buy tickets, but everything's so expensive. We're like in the rafters. We can tap the ceiling, right? And so my dad doesn't really care about sports or basketball or whatever. He wants to just meet people. He just loves to find, he finds a Spanish speaker everywhere. Hey, oye, compa, ¿cómo está? ¿Dónde eres? All this sort of stuff. And so he found this like guy handing out programs right before you get into like the last section. Right? And so when the fourth quarter started, he said, come. And he like dragged me over here. And so he started talking to this guy handing out programs, and he had timed it when he would go down to get more programs, right? So he started speaking to him in Spanish. Oh yeah, compadre, ¿dónde eres? Where are you from? And all these sort of things. And so when he goes down to get more programs, he throws me down the stairs. No. And so, because he knows that I love Michael Jordan, he says, go closer.
Wow. He's a dadager.
Oh, for sure.
He pimped you out.
He's currently setting up a show for me back home for Thanksgiving. For sure.
Love it. Shout out, Dad.
Huge supporter. And so I was like, oh, hey. And so, mind you, I'm like this chubby brown kid going through puberty, not cute. And so every time out, I like sneak in with like a little well-to-do white family. I'm like, hey, guys.
No.
And I would go down like a few more steps or a few more rows. Hey. And so anyway, by the end, I'm courtside.
Wow.
And the NBA court goes wide, so I'm literally standing on the hardwood.
Damn.
And Michael Jordan hits a game-winning shot, and it's like the memory of a lifetime. My dad sneaks down there. We meet his sister and his mom. And so as a young kid, I'm like, wow, we didn't pay for any of this.
Your dad is literally Kris Jenner.
How cool is this? I want to do this all the time. So with that in mind, I was already out of high school. I was in college. I think it was like 19, 20 years old. And all my friends loved the band Avenged Sevenfold. Okay. I wasn't really, I didn't know who they were. So they had all bought tickets to go and see them in Texas, right? And so half of their friends bailed at the last minute. So they had these extra tickets. So like, hey, you want to go to the concert? I'm like, yeah, all right, free concert, road trip with my buddies, let's go. And so we drive out there and they were kind of teaching me about who the band was. And each one has like a little nickname and stuff. Everyone's like, ooh, they're, I don't know, something spooky. Like, ooh, they're pancreatic cancer or they're M Shadows or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so that stuck in my head, M Shadows. Like, ooh, that's creepy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to the concert. We're running a little bit late. And I said, you know what? Why don't you guys go in? This is your thing. I'll scalp the tickets and then I'll come in and meet you guys, right? So I started selling the tickets and I sold them pretty quick. And I had one left that was mine. I'm like, I don't know who these guys are. Who wants an extra ticket? So I made an extra $50. And then I'm like, oh, shit. I got nothing to do for 3 hours. And this is like a pavilion, like an outdoor pavilion. I'm like, you know what? I bet you I can sneak in this place. And so I'm from the sticks. I'm doing all these like small town ghetto shit. Mm-hmm. And so I'm walking around the edge and I find where like the fence had been eroded because of the rain. I peel it back and I crawl underneath the fence. And now I'm back where like the loading docks, like where the trucks are, right? And so I'm like, oh shit, I'm not dressed. I'm not supposed to be back here. So in my head, it was like an acting exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like,
your staff.
Yeah, just walk straight in, pretend like you're supposed to be here. Right? So I don't look right, I don't look left, I just walk straight, right? And so I'm walking. I said, just keep walking straight until you can't walk anymore. And so I keep walking. I'm on the stage again. Literally on the stage.
Stop.
Yeah. Like on the wings, you can't see me, but I watched like 2 songs. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
God. Did you have a cell phone back then?
I think I might have had a flip phone. Maybe a slider. I loved my little slider.
Shit, we need those photos.
The photos from that day or from like, you would think they were taken off at Etch-a-Sketch. It's rough. Holy shit. Anyway, and so I'm like, I got to figure out how to get in. So I'm like, let me look around. And so some guy, security, saw me looking around and he stopped me. He's like, hey, where's your badge? I don't think you're supposed to be back here. And quickly I thought, oh shit, what would make me be back here without a badge? So I just thought, oh, I got to be part of like their entourage or something. That's the only thing I could think of. And so the only thing that stuck in my mind was M Shadows. So I just stared him right down the face. I'm like, look, man, I just came to take a piss. I took one too many lefts. I don't know how to get back in. Listen, it's okay. I'm with Shadows.
No.
And he's like, well, all right. But I'm like, listen, man, just show me how to get back in and we're cool. He's like, okay. And the guy just walked me into the concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to figure out what show I want to go to and I'll hit you up and you can sneak us in.
Just let me know. I got you.
Pretty incredible. How was the show?
Oh, it was great. Especially because it was free.
Shout out to Avenged Sevenfold. Come do the podcast, you guys. We love you.
Honestly, I love what they do now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's spooky. It's like horror rock kind of. I'm like, I'm into this.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's super hot.
Cool.
Yeah. I could get down to an Avenged Sevenfold song.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny? Years later, now here in LA, I met their manager.
Oh.
Such a cool guy.
Really?
Such a supporter. Has seen my comedy.
Ooh.
An amazing guy. Anyway, I told him that story. He's like, dude, you don't have to do that. We'll get you some tickets.
Yes.
Like, all right.
We're going. We're going to see their next show in LA at the Palladium or wherever.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about Sebastian. How did the whole Sebastian thing come about? Like, how did you become a fan of Sebastian? And by the way, he's Italian. Like, you're not even Italian. What is this connection?
That's why the impression was kind of difficult for me because there are not a whole lot of Italian people in New Mexico. It's just not really a thing. And so I had to like really hone in. But the reason why I love Sebastian is because I feel like Italian culture, Latino culture, extremely similar.
Mm-hmm.
So he's one, like, I remember when I was a little kid, we would play George Lopez CDs or tapes on like a boombox, and you get the whole family around and everyone just identifies with everything he's saying.
Yeah.
So you just love it. So it's such a moment collectively as a family. But now currently I can still do that with Sebastian clips. My parents, my family, they know exactly what he's talking about. We do the same shit that his family does. And so it's very, very relatable to us.
Yeah.
And then he's just so physical. So I'm in the same sort of family comedy tree.
Okay, like what? What are some like family situations that happen like at the dinner table or like or like what is it about?
Everything he says about his dad is completely identifiable. So his dad is like kind of a hard ass. The only thing that that has value is like hard work. And so growing up on a farm, we had a small business. We'd have a furniture and flooring store that my dad still runs to this day.
Nice.
And so
Your dad's a rock star.
Oh yeah.
Shout out dad.
Yeah. And so I don't identify with people that had free time growing up.
And your mom was hard on you too, right?
No, my mom's an angel.
Oh,
My
really?
mom's literally a
Oh,
saint.
okay. So we posted a little clip on TikTok and it was something about the Bible and somebody beating you with it. So.
Oh no! But I was supposed to be Sebastian in that moment. It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
no. My mom is.
She was
legitimately a
nice.
saint.
She wasn't hard on you guys.
No. She's like Mother Teresa that had kids. Somehow.
Wow. Incredible.
My mom is the greatest human being
All
on
right.
the planet.
I was definitely afraid of my mother. So that's
Yeah.
total opposite. Yeah. But she was a coach. She was like Simon Cowell.
It's amazing. I hear so many people say that. I'm like, I can't identify. Like,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's pretty common. Like, my mom is like the greatest human being. It's wild.
I think it's beautiful to have a dad that's the authoritarian that lays the law down. I mean, really, I think like the American pop culture, like that was so our like my dad was the partier. He wanted to be the best friend, like, you know, literally bringing the parties to our house. For sure, he was like the instigator.
My dad is definitely like that too, for sure.
But if you guys got out of line, he would whoop your ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, if we got out of line, it was like, that's my kid. Like, you know.
Oh no, my dad'd be like, "That's my kid. Let me get him." Take care of this.
Wow. But see, that's why you're such a sweet guy. And that's hard. It's hard to find dudes in LA that are nice people and have manners and open the door for women. And are you chivalrous
I try.
to girls?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You seem like you would be.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works backwards though.
Really?
Yeah, you can be a little too chivalrous. So they're like, okay,
Oh, right. Yeah. LA girls.
don't be so nice.
Right. They want you to
Yeah,
be a little violent,
be a little mean to me. Like,
be a little mean. Yeah. It's true.
you know.
Yeah. But okay, so Sebastian, you relate to him and you're like, you know what? I relate to him so much that I want to learn his act. I want to do an impression.
Yeah. I was looking a couple years back. I was looking like I need a couple new impressions. I've been watching his clips so often, so much. Let me nail something down.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan too. Like I've seen all of his specials and he's so hysterical.
He's incredible, and that's what I was saying is like everyone can like him. Doesn't matter, and that's why he's blowing up. That's why everyone loves him, just because you could be a kid and not even understand what he's saying, but he's funny. Just watching what he does physically is hilarious. Or you can be an old person and talk about the family stuff, the cultural stuff that he's doing, and so that's kind of something I strive to be. To be able to perform at the early show for kids, the late show, doesn't matter.
Have you ever performed for kids?
The closest thing I got is like, if you look on my Instagram, I do the Grinch for Christmas
Oh, nice.
for parades.
Cool.
And so I'm totally in character the whole time.
What parade? Where can we see this?
Back home.
Oh, back home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they're like, oh, we'll have you in the bucket for the fire truck. I'm like, nah, dude, I want to be on the street. I want to be roasting kids. That's the Grinch.
Love it.
And so they gave me a mic, and I'm just, hey, just roasting.
I mean, maybe that's how you could become a millionaire. Do a kid show. Like be the new, we're not going to say his name, but like the pudding guy.
Oh, God. Put that out there. Say like Bill Nye or something.
Well, who else has a kid show?
Oh, my God, you could be the new Dahmer. What do you think?
I mean, who else is hosting a kid show, right?
Oh,
Who's that? Who the is Jared from Subway?
oh no, baby.
Who? Guys, what?
Jared for some.
That's
Oh man.
that is so up, first of all, Keita.
You nasty.
I don't even like footlongs, okay? Like, I am not a fan. I cannot. I hate that. Who the is Jared?
We'll Google it afterwards. Yeah. The mugshot.
For anyone applying, just know I am not into this, okay? It needs to be way the down here, okay? No, keep it medium.
This escalated quickly.
Did he go to jail? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, is he like a pedophile? Oh, nope, haven't heard of him. Sorry. I mean, it looks like you two keep up with all the pedophiles in town, though. Jesus Christ. I mean, I know about Chris D'Elia. That's pretty bad.
Front page news. Okay, I don't know where this is going, but
look, I think that it would be super dope. Shout out to all the investors. Like, give Jose like $200,000 to put a show together and have like the cutest kids come on.
You know what's funny about that? Now that you mention it, before all the Cosby stuff came out, I used to close my shows doing a Cosby impression, but like kids say the darnest things, but I would have adults come up and have them like sit on my lap and stuff. What do you do? You know, I would do the whole thing. And people would love it. And then the stuff came out, I'm like, oh.
That sucks. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Just pretend to be Channing Tatum now. Channing. Just have them sit on your lap, and then it's a whole other show.
That's a late night show.
But yeah, seriously, will you think about it? I think you hosting a kid show would be super good for the world and very lucrative.
I hadn't really, honestly, being candid, I had never really considered it, but I love kids. Like with my niece and nephew, we have a great time because that's my demo. Like we have the same mentality.
I get 5%. I'll help you script it out, pitch it. Seriously.
All right.
Kids need shows.
That's not a bad idea.
It's a great idea.
You're onto something.
Yeah, definitely. What can you do a Sebastian impression?
Yeah, give me a topic though. I think I'll do something like because it's Halloween, so like.
Halloween.
Yeah, oh no, I used to do like a Sebastian if he were Dracula. He'd be like, hey, how you doing? Okay, let me tell you something. You have fantastic jugular veins. Okay, I mean they're beautiful. Let me tell you something. One bite. I don't know what he used to say, but I feel like he would be skeptical on, he wouldn't let his kids go trick-or-treating because he doesn't trust anybody. You know what I mean? So I'd be like, are you kidding me? You want to go eat candy? Take candy from the neighborhood? How do you know they didn't put little razor blades in the Tootsie Rolls? Huh?
Best topic, AI. Dark matter, religion, food, spaghetti, pasta.
That's just his act.
Polar bears.
Polar bears.
Comic books. Space tourism.
What was the first one you said? Oh,
AI.
Space is a good one.
You're telling me you want to go up to Mars for a vacation? Are you kidding me? I can't even afford to go to Planet Hollywood. Okay? I went to Universal Studios. Got ripped off. Okay? $2,000 for a family of 5. What are you doing? I gotta take out a second mortgage just to ride the loop-de-loop? And I'm rich. Okay? How are you people paying for this? Okay? I'm spitting on your microphone because I'm pissed off.
Love it. Loved that. Yeah, speaking of how people pay for shit, every time I walk into Whole Foods, I look around, and I live in West Hollywood, and I'm like, how is everyone here at 12 noon just purchasing hundreds of dollars worth of groceries? Like, what?
I won't even walk in there.
What does everyone do? Like, what is their job? How are they paying to live in LA?
I have no clue.
Like, can Sebastian speak on that?
You're coming to the grocery store at 1 p.m.? What? No job? My father wouldn't come home until 9 p.m. In fact, He didn't even know where we lived. He lived at work. Okay. And you're getting $25 grapes at 1 a.m.? Aren't you embarrassed?
Sebastian, did you have to walk in the snow to get to school?
Yeah. Chicago. We didn't have, oh yeah, let me hop in the car. Go for a ride. And drop me off at kindergarten. No. I had to crawl down the fire escape. Okay? And then into the window, I held onto the back of a taxi just to make it on time to Miss Campanelli's first grade class. Okay. And he's like, I had lunch with all the other kids. No. I had to go to work.
Can you talk about how your kids are constantly on their phone and laptop, and when you were a kid, that didn't even exist?
Oh, yeah. If my dad caught me playing video games, if we had a laptop, he would throw it out the window. Are you kidding me? Get a job.
Really good. Really good. Anything else? Oh, okay. Sebastian.
Yeah.
For all the men out there who are like taking ladies out on dates, how do you feel about the splitting the check? Like,
splitting the check? Aren't you embarrassed? You're gonna take this broad out and make her pay for some steak and lasagna? Be a man. Okay? Take your coat off. Put it down on the sidewalk. Do you want to get laid or not? Your family bloodline was going to end with you, okay? Because you don't want to pay for some appetizers. What's the matter with you?
Okay. Thank you for setting the record straight on that. Also, Sebastian, the men also out here, they communicate through memes, and they don't call. They don't call.
What the hell's a meme?
You know, it's like pulling teeth to get them to communicate. Like, why are the dudes out here trying to communicate with memes? What is that? Like,
listen. When my grandfather courted my grandma, there wasn't such thing as a meme. Okay. You had to go up to where she worked. Express your love in Italian. Okay? You ever write a letter to a broad that wouldn't get it for 3 months? You better make an impact. Okay? What are you talking about, meme? You think she's gonna have babies with you? By sending a video of Homer Simpson coming out?
straight.
Get out of here.
Thank you. No, really. I mean, this is the gospel. This is the Bible right here. Really, man. Listen, Sebastian, you really have it all figured out. You've been married for a really long time now, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get your wife? Like, she must be a tough broad.
Yeah. She was a tough cookie to crack. Okay. I had to go with her to Thai bowl lessons. Have you done this before? Thai bowl. I said, yeah, I had Thai food. It's pretty good. It's spicy. She said, no, it's like kickboxing. It's what? I thought we were going out on a date, not learning self-defense. I'm the only guy in the class except for the teacher. Okay. They set me up this big dude, looks like Wesley Snipes. I'm trying to look cool, look tough for my girl. Like, yeah, I'll protect you. This guy beats the shit out of me. In front of 22 Beverly Hills housewives. I've never been so emasculated in my life.
Oh, wow. Tybo. Shout out to Tybo. The kids do not know what that is.
Does that
Can
not
you
exist anymore? Is that an old reference too?
Dude, if someone's 22, they don't know what that is.
What's the new?
Gen Z just like, it's YouTube, I guess. They're just at home. Like everything's virtual.
But
They don't leave home. Like the workouts are in the home. Like they don't go to the gym.
sounds sad.
Yeah, it's all plugged into the Matrix. Yeah. And then they send
You
memes.
mean to tell me Keanu Reeves comes to your house and works out? Okay.
Yeah. They don't know who that is. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Google Gen Z references and we're going to see
Oh my God.
how many of these Jose actually knows. Gen Z
Not much.
references.
You know? Yeah.
Do you know what Stan means?
I know Stan Lee and I know the song from Eminem. That's all I got. What's that?
Derived from the 2000 song Stan by rapper Eminem.
Hey.
The word can be used for anyone who's a big fangirl or fanboy of pretty much anything. But it's just a bigger, like it's not a normal fan, it's a stan, like a
Oh no, I know the song.
like a stalkery fan, like a stan. Like oh my god, we stan Britney.
Right, right.
Do you know the word cap?
No. I know bottle caps, which we used to collect. You know what I'm talking about back in the 30s. And then Kaepernick.
All right, well cap is actually pretty old too. But the Gen Z kids feel like they made it up. So we're giving them credit for it. No cap means being real and authentic. So no cap means I'm not lying. I swear to God, it's the truth. No cap, no cap, no cap. Oh, God. That's what cap means. Do you know what bougie means?
Yeah, but that's like a real word.
It's on Google, so at least you know something. I mean, you got to give yourself
It's
a point
real fancy.
for knowing. Okay, do you know the word finna?
No.
Like I'm
I feel
finna,
like I couldn't take anyone seriously speaking like
like I'm finna go to a Sebastian show.
I'm finna to stand cap.
Okay, that's okay. Do you know big yikes?
No. What does that mean?
Do you know the word canceled?
But that's just the actual word, no?
Well, I mean, it's canceled has been a thing, and now we're like coming into the era of like we're not gonna cancel people anymore.
Yeah. No.
Actually, can you speak on that for a minute? How do you feel about cancel culture? And do you feel like, I mean, obviously certain people need to go to jail, but like, what about the people that like Roseanne, or like if it like on YouTube, if someone like says something and they didn't mean it, how do you feel about that whole thing?
I think when there's a push for anything, it sometimes goes a little too far, and then we redirect, we correct.
Yeah.
We say, okay, it's all of this, and then we say, well, maybe not. But when we have things that need to be done, sometimes you got to go a little too far. You got to push the envelope so that something gets done. So I get it. But I think we're coming to like an equilibrium now where we can actually judge people on what actions they did and not just say that everyone's guilty instantly.
I mean, if you were a celebrity, like let's say you were like Matt Rife tomorrow, okay? And people went back like 15, well, you're 97, so people went back 80 years or something. Would they find anything incriminating on you? And the only reason, you don't even have to like say anything specific. The only reason why I say this is because I've been on Twitter long enough to definitely get my ass handed to me. Like I haven't gone back there to look.
Yeah.
But I know there's something on there that I probably said that's cancelable.
Yeah.
What about you? If people went back?
I mean, if MySpace still exists on some server somewhere, don't look it up.
Right. Exactly. So my point being, it's like when they go back and they're like, oh, Selena Gomez said this when she was 15. It's like, okay, yeah. Well, I think we probably all did at some point.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has something that, I mean, you talk about this when you were talking about drinking. It's like every time you drink, you're going to regret something. In the morning, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe who does that? I never do that. That's not me. So, I mean, everyone has that.
Being a performer, we're going to go back to the Gen Z words in a minute because that's hysterical. Being a performer, do you ever have that feeling of like, not regret, but like talking about regret, you know? Being a performer, you leave it all on the stage, right? And it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of artists sometimes are like, oh God, I can't believe I did that. Like, do you ever have that feeling of like...
I think when you're a comic, the early bits, because you don't know anything. You know, you don't have life experience, and comics get better with life experience. So some of those old bits, I'm like, what are you even talking about? That's, ugh. Or like you go through old notebooks, and then sometimes it's like, oh, you were actually kind of close to something. Well, let me rework that. There's been a couple bits that were super old that were in my old notebooks that I was able to rework. But I think that's really the big thing, because like I said earlier, I'm not like edgy or anything like that. But there's some bits there's like, oh my God, that was dumb. I can't believe you said that out loud in public.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you have to do that, I guess, as a comedian. Living in LA, there's celebrities all over the place. I'm sure you've met a bunch. Have you ever had like any embarrassing moments where you're like, I kind of want to say hi to this person, but I don't know how to approach them? Or you're just like, hey man, what's up?
Nah, I'm almost too cool for school. Like, I don't want to bother people. And so it's pretty rare that I say anything.
So when you meet Sebastian, what are you going to say?
Oh, I've met Sebastian.
Oh, how was that?
Just in passing, though.
What did you say to him?
Oh my God, I did the whole thing. Like, hey, Sebastian, because he knows me from the improv. I think he's actually seen the impression. And I was like, hey, do the impression. You know, I was on the same lineup, blah, blah, blah. But he's someone at that level.
You were on the same lineup as him?
Oh, yeah, a couple times.
And he saw you do the impression?
I don't think he's seen it live. I think he's seen like an old clip.
Okay.
Maybe. So I don't think he's seen where it's at now.
And you don't get nervous? Like, say he was there to see that. Would you be like, oh my God?
So psyched. You
would be psyched?
Yes.
Damn, son. Okay, so you're just ready. You're just ready.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy?
So I always tell people that I reset my clock when I came out here. So I say 6.5 years, almost 7 years. But I did it when I was in high school, when I had just turned 18. But like I said, in New Mexico, comedy is not really a thing. So it wasn't like in the club every night.
Yeah.
So I can't say like 15 years because that's just not the case. It's not the truth.
Do you know any comedians that get butterflies before they go on stage? Like, isn't that normal? You're one of those people that just doesn't feel that.
Oh, no, I definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah, if someone says they don't feel anything, they're a psychopath. But no, I mean, every show is different. A lot of comics have talked about this. It feels like a boxing match, like you're about to go to a fight. And you're just like in the backstage, you know, kind of warming up. But no, I definitely feel nervous. Yeah, I feel nerves. But it's more like excitement.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to get out there.
Yeah.
Because once you start, it's, you know, you're an autopilot. You go.
And what about like dealing with heckling, or like, did it take you a while to recover from things that are happening in the audience and the crowd?
I'm still learning.
Okay.
I'm still learning because I don't do like a lot of crowd interaction. I do like a lot of set bits. And so it took me a lot to even want to interact with the crowd at all. And so one way that I really got those sort of chops is opening shows at the Improv. So they give you the shortest set. It's called a cold open. You bite the bullet. You're supposed to break the ice. It's the toughest spot by far. And so with that, you can't just jump on and say, oh, so anyway, you know, this is my take on something. You can't just jump into a bit. I learned that. So you got to interact with the audience at least a little bit. So before the show, I would kind of peek in, see, okay, who do we got? Is there anyone? Okay, she's got like a crazy hat. This one's dressed like a pimp. This one looks like a leprechaun. I don't know, whatever. Just something to make some sort of connection.
Yeah.
And it's not like traditional crowd where you're like, hey, where are you guys from? Because you don't really have time to get into that. So you're just trying to break the ice a little bit. And by doing that, that gave me some tools like in my back pocket. So now when I have a longer set, I can open up that way, but I can also recall from that at any point between bits.
Yes, even as a singer, I love crowd work. I love bringing people up on the stage.
But a singer can do any sort of crowd work, can be just a little funny.
Yes, it's so fun. It's so fun.
You blow the roof off the place.
Yes.
If you're charismatic without the music playing,
yeah, just usually I prefer to get down, but tonight I'm really feeling, I'm feeling like getting some, and like just point a hot girl out, and it's just like a done deal. It's so fun.
Or when you're living the rock star life, it's a little bit traditional crowd work.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, if I were to ever do stand-up, I would definitely be in the Nikki Glaser, Whitney category, honey, because you have to talk about what you know. So that would definitely be Anyway, so like, let's say there's a group of like a bachelorette party in the crowd. Like, would you go straight for that? Like,
oh yeah,
okay.
If it's something glaring,
yeah,
100%.
But let's say you are like the fifth comedian. You go on stage and people are wasted and they're just like being super rude. Like, how do you handle that?
Man, I mean, you're still learning. I know I'm still learning. I'm not a pro at that. So you try and still do the same sort of thing. Identify what's going on. Identify why it's happening, I guess.
Yeah.
And then try to make light of it.
You kind of move through your joke, or do you point them out?
It depends. It really depends. If sometimes you just get derailed and you can't really just ignore this. Some things need to be addressed.
Yeah. Some
things you can ignore. It just, every show's different.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just can't recover.
Right.
It's just, you're like, you know what? That's my time. What are we going to do?
How does it feel to perform for a huge crowd and like just kill it?
That's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
It's the greatest feeling.
And so like, tell us about the most people you've ever performed for.
I've done like a music festival back home. It was outdoors, so it's a little bit different. So not everyone is there for comedy. Not everyone's listening. But it is a huge crowd. It's probably like 2,000 people.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that was definitely the biggest crowd. The biggest crowd that was there for comedy, there was a couple theater shows that I had done, and that was like 600 maybe. They're specifically for comedy, in tune, focused. So when you can make that group of people laugh, and I can't even imagine what it's like at a bigger theater,
like an arena.
A stadium. Yeah. I can't even imagine what that's like.
Well, imagine it, because you're going to be there. I have been to most comedy clubs out here, and it's still very powerful. It's very loud. It's even at the Improv, like it's crazy energy. So I'm sure you guys still have that rock star feeling.
I would say sometimes a lot of comics talk about this too, where the like 150, 200, like a traditional comedy club setting is actually the best.
So good.
Because it's still intimate, but it's still large enough to have this roar.
Yeah.
But they're there. They're there with you. It's an exchange of energy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like when that main room at the Improv is rocking, it's something else.
Yep.
It's something else.
We're selling you guys on tickets right now. That's what we're doing.
Be on there tonight.
Yes, go tonight. Well, this isn't coming out until next week. But
They delayed.
Not everybody has a super supportive family, but you do. And you have a sister that helps you book shows. Your dad obviously is helping you.
Yeah.
So like, talk about the dynamic between you and your family, because a lot of artists and performers are always like, my friends and family have no idea what I do out here in LA. They don't know show business. They don't know how it works. Yeah. So how has that journey been? Like,
I don't know. That's wild to me, because I have heard that quite a bit, and it's just I feel very fortunate to have the upbringing of the family that I do have, because they're just blind support.
Yeah.
So same thing when I read this study where it's like the youngest kid, the baby of the family, is usually the performer, the singer, the dancer, the comic, or whatever, because you always have the spotlight. You're everyone's baby, and so everyone supports you. So I definitely still feel that.
Yeah.
I get messages on Instagram almost on a daily basis, like, hey, I ran into your parents. They are so supportive of you.
Yeah.
They showed me to your Instagram. He made me watch all these videos.
Yeah.
And so almost on a daily basis, I get that message. And my dad calls me every single day. Hey, Flaco, I met this guy, and he gives me their whole biography.
Wow.
instead of just telling me like, hey, we had a cool interaction, he liked this video, cool.
Oh, yeah, they used to go to school in Illinois or no, Ohio. And then, no, I think his grandma. I'm like, Dad, oh my God, I don't know this person. Just tell me what you guys did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that.
Yeah, but it's pretty great. And so when I go back home, they put on shows for me, and I come out and perform. My brother is actually the city manager of our town back home.
Wow. Oh my God.
And so he is just a huge supporter of me. So just, I don't know, I just feel a lot of support. So it's I know it's pretty rare, and I'm very thankful for it.
What about your mom? Is she like, does she pressure you to get married and have children, or what?
Culturally, that is the norm.
Yeah.
If just to feel that pressure too, never.
Wow.
Never, not once.
Yeah.
That's why I say my mom is a saint, an angel. Just will support you whatever you want to do. Has never pushed me towards anything, just to go to church.
Incredible.
About it.
Do your siblings have kids?
Yeah, my brother has two, a little boy and a little girl.
That's why, because she's got her grandbaby.
Yeah, but even way before that, still nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's not true about the youngest child, because I'm the oldest of three.
Mm-hmm.
And both of my brothers they could still dance, but they were football players, but they could dance their ass off. Like my mom had 3 dance studios, but I ended up being the performer. So,
well, it says usually there's exceptions to every rule.
Yeah. Let's just talk about where people can find you on the interwebs. You have an iPhone now. You have a computer, right? Do you even have a laptop? You guys, pitch in to get Jose a laptop, please. Jesus Christ.
I have to edit my videos on a Nintendo and a DS.
So you're gonna start focusing more on your TikTok, right? I guess. We all are.
The pound sign?
Oh my God.
That helps, right? Pound sign?
Yeah.
Hashtag, no one got that.
That's good. So we're going to focus on your TikTok. We're going to focus on your Instagram. All the fans out there, just go to his TikTok first. Because, like, look, I empathize. Like, I am not a TikTok girl. I could easily be one because I'm a dancer. But I really have a difficult time with.
Why is that?
The why. It's time. It's time. It's like I only have so many years left. I know I look really young, but like I only have a few years left. And I don't want to spend all of my time editing.
Right.
You know, and that with TikTok, it really is you're on your phone editing. And so that's it for me. You know, I get like building community is so important, especially for artists like us. Like it's all about our fan base and our community. So we are both signing a pact right now to like focus on it and build it.
I mean, that's the thing is like when you're out here, it's divvying up your time and what is the priority? Where do I put it? Because with the live performer, it's like, okay, I got to write stand up. I got to perform these bits. I got to hone these bits. But then I got to just show up and hang out. It's all about the hang. I got to make these connections. But then now it's the social media thing. And I got to edit these videos. And it takes so long to edit just the simplest thing.
Kita, do you guys cast people based on how many followers they have? Absolutely, film and comedy. Yeah. Yeah. Just say yes. Just say yes. No, I hear what you're saying. I mean, yeah.
The other thing is when sometimes you have a name, but then they don't promote. They don't use that.
Exactly.
That following.
Yeah. But you do agree that people should have a following on TikTok now. The better. Yeah. Okay, so the point is like it does help. We know we just know it's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, it used to be connections. It used to be like I'll suck your like, you know. It is about us building our community on TikTok and Instagram. So just follow Jose on TikTok. It's Funny Brownie.
Yeah, I'm Funny Brownie on everything.
On everything.
Yeah. Cash App, PayPal.
Yeah, he'll do birthday parties. He'll do a magic mic.
You know what? This reminds me. There's been people that are trying to scam me. I don't know if other performers see this recently. This is very recent, the last like 2 weeks. And someone reaching out saying, hey, I saw your show. You're really funny. I would love you to make a video for my friend or whoever.
Oh, like a cameo.
Yeah, like a cameo sort of thing. I'll pay this amount. It's their birthday shout out or whatever. You do some of your impressions, but it's like very specific. It doesn't feel like a bot. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And you go to the page, it seems like a normal person. There's already been twice in a row. And they want to send like a check, like with overpayment. And then, oh, you can pay us the difference. I'm like, what do you think?
Oh,
stupid?
My God.
But just the fact that they get your hopes up saying, hey, we love what you do.
Yeah.
We'll pay you for what you do. And then it's just fake. I'm like, just tell me my car warranty is out. And then I can.
It happens to hookers all the time. It's so up. Anyway, on that note,
is Richard Gere here? Richard, come on in. Leave the gerbil. It's fine.
He said he was gonna give me $1,000, girl.
Also, is the Pretty Woman reference super old? My bad.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So, Julia who?
Louis Dreyfus. It was a reimagining.
So anyway, please follow Jose on Funny Brownie, TikTok, Instagram. You don't have a Twitter. Like, what are we doing?
It's too far gone. It's not for me.
Follow him on TikTok and Instagram and just get the merch. Where can we buy the merch?
Just shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. I'm telling you.
The Shopify is coming soon. Same with me. I need to get on that. I'm terrible. I need to make a Patreon too. There are things. We have a to-do list.
We do have a to-do list.
We have a to-do list. We're out here focusing on the money now because, you paid your dues. So now it's time to be a millionaire.
Still focused on the joy. Did you hear that cricket? I did.
You guys, this was episode 19 of The Haunted House of Royale. I hope you guys have a fabulous October. Happy Halloween. Protect yourself from all the witches and goblins and ghouls, and get yourself some tickets to go see Jose live. Love you guys. See you later. Mwah.